Okay, guys, we are live. We're going to give it another minute for people to show up. Today is going to be a little bit different. It's not going to be so worky, if you will. It's going to be more on the fun side, but it's also going to be abbreviated. It's not going to be a really long. Is my camera shaking? I'm sorry if it is. It's not going to be a really long webinar like you may be used to. Those things are kind of painful, I know. So it's going to be really short today. It's going to be filled with creativity. And while we're waiting, I'm going to, hopefully I'm not yelling. Uh, First off, can everyone hear me? Say hi in the comments. Hey, thanks, Carlo. Glad you're here. Um, we're gonna we're gonna introduce you to some people here pretty soon. I'm hearing things bang around. Hopefully they're not after me. Thanks, Jason. Hey, so here's what I'm gonna do. While we're waiting, I'm gonna play a song that I had a robot make for me within like 30 seconds, and it's gonna be one of the tools that I'm gonna show you how to use today. So what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna need you to tell me if it's loud and clear on the music side, because we usually have issues with it. May be not really loud for me, but it's gonna be deafening for you. So this is a song that I asked the robot to write, and literally everything was done. I used maybe a sentence to explain what I wanted, and this was done in like 30 seconds. So I'm going to play this now. Hopefully you can hear it. Tell me if you can hear it. Rocking down the aisle with my AI style. Retailers in denial. Gotta make a change worthwhile. Got the power of AI. It's time to amplify. Sales will multiply. Gonna reach the sky. Customers checking in, time for a spin. AI got a grin. Gonna help your store begin. Predicting trends like a psychic friend. With AI, success won't ever end. AI retail revolution. Yeah, that's the solution. Boosting sales, ain't no confusion. AI retail revolution, bringing evolution, boosting profits. It's the ultimate solution. Hey, Eric. I got stuff flying around me right now. Oh, we don't want to hear it again. Hang on, let me shut her down. So, guys, this is literally what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about some image generation tools that I think are fascinating for you as a retailer, and something like this. Now, you may be wondering, why would we be talking about a music creation tool? Well, I'll get to that. But first thing I want to do is I want to tell you, not sure what solutions you may use, or if you use any at all, but I want to tell you that we do have solutions, e-commerce and Core Force, point of sale, Core Store. We have merchant services in Core Clear. And obviously we have our CRM and marketing platform as Corilla. So if you're interested in any of those solutions, please drop us a line here in the comments, and we've got some people in here that can address that. So getting back to the why are we doing this? Well, why not? Right. So everything is trending towards the use of AI. The people that learn how to use these tools, businesses that learn how to use these tools, are going to be light years, maybe ahead of those who don't. It's going to allow you to do things that just 2 or 3 years ago would have cost thousands of dollars and taken hours and hours and hours of your time. So we need to start paying attention to these tools, right? I'm a little bit deeper into the AI world. I'm not a programmer. I'm not like a mad scientist or anything. I'm literally just a regular dude who just wants what I ask for. And if you can speak, if you can, get your idea out, AI is for you. They're calling the English language the program, the basically the programming language of the future. If you can speak, you're going to be able to program. Now, I know some of our smart people at Core are going to be like, "Whoa, that's not true." And you will always need those, experts in those fields to be able to, look at things and make sure that the robot's not leading us astray. But if you can speak, if you can, get an idea out, these tools are going to be fascinating for you. I want to show you a little demonstration that I did last night. I told you last in our last AI webinar, I believe, I told you about a solution called Grok, and it's not GROK as in X AI robot. It's GROQ, and they're a maker of hardware. And these these pieces of hardware that they've made are called large language GPUs, or they're called GLUs. No, LPUs, language processing units, and they're insanely fast. And I've also talked to you about ChatGPT being really, really fast, at least the 3.5 turbo, that it's just spitting out, answers as fast as you can ask. So I did a little video here where I ran 3 different tests on my phone, and I want you to see the speed that Grok, and this is the future of AI. This is we're not waiting for answers anymore. This is almost there's coming a day where as you're typing, the AI is going to be so smart that it's going to be able to anticipate what your question's going to be, which is scary, for some. If you are scared of that, get away from the machines because they will turn on us. I'm just joking. So I want to show you this real quick. So on the left here, you can see it's Grok, GROQ. In the middle is ChatGPT 4, and ChatGPT 4 is the really smart version of ChatGPT. It's very, very analytical. It can be creative, but it's slower as well, because it has to think. And then we have GPT 3.5, which is like their turbo. It's the version previous to obviously 4. So I want to play this, and what I did is I asked it, I am looking to purchase a gun for self-defense. I want something in 9 millimeter that is concealable, but not too small. I was something that is known for, I can't spell, I guess. I want something that is known for reliability. I'd be open to something in 380 as well, but I'd much prefer something in 9 millimeter. I'd also like suggestions on ways to carry whatever you suggest. Should I purchase a holster or a bag? I asked each of these models this question, and I just want you to see. And why are we doing this? Because this is just a foreshadowing of what AI is going to be able to do in your business, right? So imagine it taking all this data and being able to respond in an instant at lightning speed as customers are walking into your shop, right? As they're purchasing things, being able to make those decisions and taking all that data and making it actionable, being able to take action on whatever data you're collecting is the future. So I want to show you how fast Grok is. Now, I'm going to explain what's happening as it's happening. I gave the query, or the prompt. Grok is done, and as you can see, it's exhaustive, right? If It's exhaustive. I read through it, and I was really surprised. I mean, it was thoughtful. It was talking about, different ways to carry different pieces of gear. It actually mentioned the Bursa Thunder, which I haven't heard that name in so long, but I know that was a really popular um, self a carry gun whenever I was, kind of in the shops talking to people and selling guns. So for it to be able to do that at that speed, I'm going to play it again, and you can see how long it takes the middle one, which is the smart one, GPT-4, show you how long that takes. So you can see I gave it the prompt, and GPT-4 is, it's steadily spitting out some good information, but it's just taking so long. Grok was done literally 3 seconds in. So 3 seconds, it was able to go make sense of the question that I asked with the misspelling and all, and give me some actionable intel, right? Um, this thing's still going, but you can see how fast GPT 3.5 was, which was really fast, but this is literally all it gave me, which was kind of disappointing. This shows you two things. First, this stuff's getting scary fast. Second, they're not they're not like suppressing this industry right now, right? I mean, I'm sure you could find instances where that's happening, but for all intents and purposes, this stuff's wide open, so you need to be using it. Um, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go. I'm going to stop sharing this, and we're going to talk about. Let me move the camera back. That's scary. I'm a little too close. We're going to talk about what we're going to cover today, and we're going to cover two main tools. One a music creation tool, another is an image creation tool, and we're going to briefly talk about another music creation tool that made its debut literally while I was preparing for this webinar. So I didn't have a whole lot of time to get into it. But why would you want to create music? I go to gun ranges and I hear music playing on the loudspeakers, right? So it creates an ambiance, it creates an environment. It's you got some Leonard Skinner going, you got some whatever it is that you're listening to. It creates that environment that makes people just feel at home, right? But what if you could create playlists that are specifically targeting people that are in your shop and advertising maybe items that you sell? That would be pretty cool, I think, right? I go to gun ranges or gun stores and I hear music the whole time I'm there. So that's a perfect opportunity to use that captured audience because they're there, they're listening. They may be looking at their phone or whatever, but we know that those messages seep in whenever we're somewhere, we hear music. You can have somebody tapping their toes before you know it, and they don't even know it, right? So a really good tool is called Suno, and Suno is a it's basically what wrote that first song. I'm going to share the link to this playlist I made. I'll share the screen. So this is a playlist I made, AI retail examples. And you guys heard AI retail revolution. I did all of this. It probably took me maybe 5 minutes to basically prompt what song do I want written, and then waiting for it to you know spit out the examples, and it will spit out two examples, and I've got that there. I think there's a free version. I'm paying the $8 a month just to test this, and I've I've prompted a ton of songs. I started out with 3,000 credits, and I'm down to 2,820. So you're not going to run out of credits. So this could be something that you could sit down one day and say, you know what, I'm going to create a playlist for our Saturday crowd. If you know what type people come in on what days, right? You may have like the farmers may come in on a certain day, right? And I'm not saying farmers. I know I'm going to get killed here. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that you've got different demographics that will come in. The people. I don't like country music. I do like Leonard Skinner, which is about as close as to country as I would get. So knowing what your customer base, likes to listen to, it creates that environment to where they're comfortable. They may want to spend some money. You understand what I'm saying? So spend a day and just sit down and, think about some songs to write. So what I'm going to do is, if you guys could, anybody that's here right now, if you could just drop a line here on a song that you would like to write. So what I want you to do is say, I want you to write a song about, literally it can be anything. Um, Literally anything. Some of mine were, I'll do one as an example real quick. I'll go to create, and you've seen all the stuff I've created here. This is a ton of stuff. So this was my last one, 80s hairband style song about how retailers should be using AI solutions to help grow their business. Sing about an AI solution actually wrote this song in a few seconds. I don't know if we played that. Did we play that? I think we did. And I didn't even listen to see if it did what I told it to. Um, See, yeah, Jason, Adobe Firefly is really that's stuff that we could really get into. I'm not familiar with it, but I follow people on X that actually work at Adobe and actually work in the Firefly department, that department where they're creating this. And some of the stuff I've seen it do is just it's amazing. So if you have a marketing budget, if you're paying someone to, I remember years ago I was working at a range and we did a commercial. We had a custom song wrote. We did all this stuff, and I think it was around $3,000 for the song, for them to come in and video, for like a 40-second commercial. We're getting to the point where you can do that for like 15 bucks. The tools are there. People are still on their phones. So that's where you need to, try to reach them on their phones through video, through, whatever content that can be piped into that phone. So it's really it's just a fascinating time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a song about how the Glock 19 is the best carry. So let's just see what it does. What? Let's see. Let's do. I don't know. There's if you look at their homepage. Let me see if I can bring it up. So let's see, explore. Okay, these are all of the different, if you wanted to do like boogie, bedroom pop, I don't even know what all this stuff is. Acoustic rock, chill synth, accordion 16-bit. You know what? We're gonna do accordion 16-bit. Let's see what it does. 16-bit. Let's see what this does. Now I want you to notice how long this takes or how little time it takes. It's going to pop up down here at the bottom of the screen. So it's taking my idea, it's writing the music. Um yes, Walter. Absolutely. Lots of ideas. You have a captive audience in your shop. You probably play music. You probably play music all day long. Why not drop some things in there that's, mentioning your name? And I'll show you some of the stuff that I did here. So we've got, let's just, oh, that's not what I wanted. It's rap aggressive electronic. Okay, that's that's pretty impressive. I know you probably can't hear it that well. Um, Power ballads, they absolutely do, Jason. Literally any type of music that you want, they can write. And that's why I'm saying, you go to certain ranges, um, and the best way to capture someone's attention is to have a song that sounds similar to something that they may be familiar with. So you could actually make music, hey, make this in the style of Leonard Skinner, right? And you'll hear, I've seen some really crazy stuff. So some of the stuff I did with this particular deal is obviously I made a Glock addiction. And you may not be able to hear this. If you can't, I am so sorry. Can you hear it when I play it? Just let me know in the comments. Anyone? So what I did is okay, that's fine, Jason. Thank you. So what I did is I went in here and I created just a persona, I guess, of my company. And when I say I created a persona, I didn't really do anything. All I did is I wrote the prompt using the name of the company that I was using, which is Ravenwood Tactical, right? So it would write these songs, and I'm going to share the playlist of this right now. One second. Let us see here. Library playlist. Here we go. I'm going to share this playlist right now in the chat. Let me know if you guys can get to it. And then you can go back and listen to this stuff a little later just to see what's possible because it really is. This is a tool that you guys really should be looking at if you play music in your shop. If you don't play music in your shop, but you have a way of doing that, create a playlist. You know, whatever your message is that you want to get out with for your customers, right? You have a sell on ammo. You see how long it takes to write a song. Why not say, hey, ask about our 9mm ammo sale in a fun sounding song, and people hear it. If it's a catchy tune, they're going to be like, tell me about the ammo, you know, whatever. It's just another way that you can kind of capture your customers' attention while they're in your store. So this is called Suno. Another one is called Udio. I've never used it, but I'm willing to use it now. I'm just going to say a song about the benefits. I don't know if it's going to do this. And we'll go, this is a little simpler layout, it looks like. We'll go rock because we don't want to do classical. I'm just going to leave it that to keep it simple. And we'll push creating. And this is a free account. So it looks like I have 600 credits. So you can see how cheap this stuff is. Very, very cheap. Now, this may be a lot slower. If it is, we're going to move on. But I just wanted to demonstrate another way that you can, you know, kind of spruce up your shop when people are there. And what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to share links to these songs so that you can go back and listen. And you're going to be like, oh my gosh, it made this using that stupid string of words, meaning that you can do something a whole lot better with a little bit more thought. Now, the second, oh, this is good. We're 22 minutes in. I told you this was going to be a short one. This is, oh yeah. Okay. That sounds really good. So what I'm going to do is share and let's copy. I'm going to put that in the chat as well. Now I just did this so you can go and say, maybe have it playing in the background there. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I have no idea what this is going to sound like. I'm throwing it out there for you guys so that you can uh, listen to it and be amazed at what you can do. You may not be impressed with the music, but remember, I'm lazily demonstrating this stuff. If you sit down and you put some thought into it, you put some thought into your prompt. Remember, we talked about how important prompting is at the very beginning of this series. If you don't know how to talk to the robot, you're not going to know how to get what you want out of the robot. So prompting is very important. Another thing you can do is go to ChatGPT and have it write, you know, lyrics. You can explain what song you want. If you do something like that, and I will demonstrate now if I can. Let's see. I've got to log in. Hopefully, you guys don't see any of my. Let's see. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go to 4. We want the creative one. And then I'm going to say, write lyrics to a song about how Ravenwood Tactical offers All right, and we'll see what it does. Okay. So you can see you can get really precise in how you want to write the song. Um, and what I'm gonna do, I'm not even looking at this stuff. So I have no idea how it's gonna sound, what it's gonna if it makes sense, but I'm gonna copy this. This is how this is how insane the world is getting right now. I'm gonna go back to Suno. Let's go to Suno, and we're gonna create, but we're gonna do custom mode, and I'm gonna enter my own lyrics, and then I'm just gonna say use random style and see what it does. And we'll call it Ravenwood Tech and create and just see what it does. I'm trying to show you some workflows that will help you maximize your time. You're not wasting time, trying to come up with ideas. If you didn't have an idea, what would you do? You would go to ChatGPT and say, "Hey, here's my business. Give me some ideas." These tools make it so easy. You see how fast that is? Okay, that sounds like a commercial. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add. Oh, it's still not done. As soon as this is done, as soon as this is done, I'm going to add it to that playlist. So if you copy that first playlist I shared, you'll see those songs there a little bit later. So you can see how easy this is. It requires no skill on your part. The only skill you need is to know how to talk, right? And talk efficiently, obviously. Now, the next tool I'm going to show you about, this one's really cool. This is the one that I was really excited for. And I know some of our marketing materials that we sent out in regards to this webinar were talking about how gone are the days of, you know, these image generation tools misspelling words. Sadly, I found a couple of mistakes, but from what I'm going to show you, your mind is going to be blown. So I'm going to go back to my page here, and I'm going to show you these images that I created using the next tool that I'm going to show you, that I'm going to talk about. And I'm just going to flash these up here so that you can see them right away. So this is obviously for Ravenwood Tactical. This is one of my favorites because even though this right here is off, this would pass for a really quick social media post, right? You just throw it up there, people see it, they're not paying attention to the gun because they know that's a centerpiece of an ad, and they click on your link and they're on your site, right? That looks pretty professional to me. I mean, I'm really impressed with, I mean, I'm not an artist. I don't have the artist eye, but that's a captivating image um, that this thing created. And let me see. Yeah, this would have been cool if it would have. I don't know what this means. Save LPR and trauma medicine. I don't know what that means. I wanted CPR. Like if you're Ravenwood and you offer, classes like that, that would have been cool. So you can see this makes sense. Save lives with Ravenwood Tactical. So you can see you can pull some really professional looking graphics out of this tool. And this is called Ideogram. This is one that I asked it to make an image of Elon Musk, and I'm wondering what country this software's located in. I don't know, but that's not Elon. Let's see. Another one, Ravenwood Tactical sale. You can see right here the graphics are a little off back in the back, but is when you immediately look at it, it's captivating. I mean, that's freaking cool that you can come up with that. When I did this one, I think I said I want a graphic. Ravenwood Tactical wants a graphic on. We've got the Sig P365 on sale. The the gun looks pretty close, right? The spelling in the background here is questionable. I don't know what they were trying to do, but to be able to pull something out like this, and it pulled out 3 other images. So with that one prompt, I got 4 images, and all I have to do is go in if I wanted to and start manipulating this image just using the English language, right? So you could say, no, I want sell on top and, our logo down below or whatever you wanted to do. You could go in and do that with this tool that I'm going to show you. I'm just showing you some examples right now to show you this. This looks good, but again, they always, you have one, two, three, four, five, six. Yeah, you always have, it's always the hands. AI can never get the hands right. They're getting close though. But this was one that I just wanted something, hey, show um a a, a picture of a store with people talking behind the counter, customers talking to employees, blah blah blah. Now, if you look a little bit closer, you can see, yeah, those aren't real guns, you know. So maybe the AI can't get hands, eyes, and guns right just yet, but they're getting close. But I think that's really cool. You can create some images. Uh, I mean, I wouldn't know, but that's pretty doggone impressive. Um, Besides the site being like crunched down back there, this is for I think I asked for a Glock 19. Um, Again, this image has never been in existence before it created it right here. So you could see a guy, he's got a Ravenwood shirt on. So it's getting my name out there. Let's see what else we got. Another one that I had, this guy's face looks a little messed up. This guy looks disgusted. And this guy seems like he's happy about what this guy is saying. And I don't see more than the fingers that are required, but you can see the guns don't look like guns. But if you just glance at it, you're like, yeah, it's a gun shop. Again, I'm using prompts that are so stupid, right? I'm not I am not at all putting in any effort, right? So if I owned a shop and I had an idea for an ad campaign, you can see how a tool like this would be a lot more powerful, because then you could direct those ideas and that creativity into a tool that can actually bring this stuff to life. But I thought this was pretty cool. I'm not sure, that looks like Mark Zuckerberg back there. Yeah, some of this stuff looks wild. This was one that I wanted to talk about, shotguns and shotgun shells. So this is what it came up with, and sale and shotguns and ammo. It messed it up. So I'm kind of disappointed in Ideogram, but they're 1,000% better than any other tool that I've used when it comes to getting the spelling right. Now, a lot of this stuff, hey, the hand's right, but maybe the finger's off. I usually keep it up. The SIG, the I don't know what this is. So it looks kind of like a Smith and Wesson SIG and Wesson. I don't know. It looks like a weird gun, but it's impressive. It's pulling these things out. I gave it a rough idea, and this is what it gave me. It gave me a rough render of what I was asking. I wasn't specific enough. I thought this was pretty good. Besides this, um, but just by glancing at it, it's a Glock. you know. So again, these things are more for until maybe another 3 or 4 or 5 months. These things are basically just eye catchers, right? You put something on social media, they see Glock 45 pistols, they're on sale. They're going to immediately click on your link and go buy one. Let's see what else. I'm going to get through all these because I spent time on them. So this is just another basic one. For some reason, I couldn't take the logo that you're going to see. I had a series of logos made for Ravenwood Tactical, and I couldn't carry it over. And I'm sure that may be like a premium feature, so I'd have to pay extra for it, or it's coming later. But you can see it's a gun store, even though when you look a little bit closer, that looks like a rocket launcher back there. I mean, this stuff's not. It's not going to be perfect yet. So this was my favorite one. I said, hey, a Ravenwood Tactical logo with a Raven holding an AR. And it spit this out. I was really impressed with that. That looks really freaking cool to me. Now, If you would have paid somebody to do that, they would have charged you $200 or $300. You could go to Fiverr and get it done, maybe. But still, if you wanted it done professionally, you're looking at maybe between $100 and $300, depending on how impressed with themselves they are, when they tell you what they're going to charge you. This was another good one. Ravenwood Sale. Get yours today. You can almost, if you just glance at it, it's a Glock 45, right? Because I tried to stick with a particular gun. But again, this stuff is just to capture people's attention. If you have somebody that can work with graphics, this right here is a good, starting point. If you want to, if you do want to spend that kind of money, take away all the time that they're using to come up with stuff that you may want, and just go create the thing that's close enough and allow those people to do it. There's just all kinds of different ways to utilize AI these days. It doesn't have to be for the final product. You can see another one here. These, obviously, if you glance at it, it looks like a gun store. That may be a pawn shop. Looks like some gold over there. Maybe, I don't know. I don't think I asked it to do that. Another of the logos. We've got another logo. Let's see. I mean, this is stuff that if you wanted to have stuff on your website or your Facebook page, and you don't have your store doesn't look like that. I mean, maybe that would be an issue, but like, it's eye catching. It's like, hey, did Rayvon get a new shop? I mean, who knows? You could use it as a way to, draw attention. Let's see what else here. We're very close to being done, y'all. So just hang in there, because I want you to. That's another good one. I mean, this is a little off, but again, I'm using the most dumbed down prompts you can imagine. This right here confused me because I wanted it to be about CPR and trauma medicine. I don't, maybe the robot knows something about whatever this is referring to that needs CPR and trauma. I'm not sure. Not saying anything, but that was just weird. Again, like, how does this have anything? And maybe somebody out there knows. No, Dan, these images are created by Ideogram, and I'm going to take you there in just 1 second. Let me scroll through the rest of these. I can't get ChatGPT to create images like this. It takes so long to prompt and then to have a conversation with the robot that I don't have time, right? And it's eating up tokens every time you do that. So I'd rather eat those tokens. Not that you're ever going to run out of tokens, but I'd rather just use my time using ChatGPT for the verbiage, the copy, if you will. Another one, gun store. If you glance at it, looks like a gun store. If you look a little bit closer, it's weird. That actually looks like Steve Jobs a little bit in his later years. Let's see. Again, no idea why they would equate that with trauma and CPR. Maybe somebody out there can help me. I think we already looked at that. Oh no, that's a different one. His finger's closer to the trigger now. Oh my gosh. And last one. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. You can almost get by with that. Not sure what kind of Glock this is. I think I talked about Glock 19 and Glock 45. So if it's trying to tell us, that's one of those. But again, these are some images that you could use for different things. It doesn't have to be about it doesn't have to be about doesn't have to be specific about anything. If you're just trying to come up with some images for your website, right? If you want a nice image of a gun range, to show that you have a gun range, or I don't know, I'm just saying that this stuff's wide open and it's you can do anything you want with it. Okay, so here we go. This is Ideogram, and this is the one I was talking to Ezra about not too long ago, and it's the one that actually gets the spelling kind of right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, um, let's see. I didn't do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, uh, my just no idea. So we'll go and we'll make it look some cinematic. That's a popular word. All right, so we'll go cinematic and generate. And as you can see, it's creating 4 different images. It's usually pretty quick. Actually, it is quick. It's 56%. And this is all it is. Let's see. Let's see how it looks though. When I first saw it, I thought it was a bowling alley. That actually looks kind of retro. Um, I've never seen a gun range like this. So, and I don't know what they're going for here, but it does look pretty cool. It's captivating, cinematic, I guess. That's a pretty cool one. And we've got that. Let me see if I can do a remix. And we'll do photo and just see what it does. Again, I'm just playing with this stuff. No idea what we're going to come up with. I just know I am thoroughly impressed with the ability to create an image that actually spells a word correctly. That is so impressive to me, and it's mind-boggling that ChatGPT, Claude, all these other really smart large language models could never do that. So, and maybe they were trying to protect the jobs of those people who do this type work, which would make sense. Somebody saw an opening, that's what the free market is, and they created an app or a solution to be able to create images that actually get the spelling correct on pretty much all words. Now, you've seen some examples where it wasn't. I'm not a fan of this. It's kind of off, a little bit. But again, this is fairly new. I mean, this stuff's not yet a year old. This is literally months old. Everything's moving so quickly that it's just, we're going to have to, yeah, Walter, you're going to have to. Um, this stuff's really, really fun. It's going to empower you to do things that, hopefully you're seeing, hey, if I create these images, I can use them in emails. That's exactly right. That's what I want you to see. If I create this music, I can play this stuff over our internal systems so that people can listen to the music, our music, that's constantly talking about Ravenwood Tactical. And you'll see some of those songs, Ravenwood Tactical's mentioned, sales are mentioned, like ask about our sale on ammo, blah, blah, blah. And these things are going to, it doesn't cost you, it costs what, $8 a month, right? You could spend $8, create 500 songs about a different product in your shop and just sprinkle that in your regular playlist. Somebody, it will make a sale somewhere. You'll get that $8 back. You know what I mean? So, and this is a really creative way to do this. If you make YouTube videos, um, a lot of people, I don't know if you know this or not, but YouTube's a pretty big deal. If you ever have a influencer in your shop and they want to film something, that copyrighted music you're playing over your system is going to prevent them from shining some light on you, because they don't want to, film anything because they're gonna have to, bleep out the music or whatnot. If you have, music that you created that's not copyrighted, that people can come in and they can film and they can, use that stuff as their content on YouTube and not be afraid to getting dinged, with a copyright violation or whatnot. That's just another thing to think about. If you do something like that, I would actually have that, posted somewhere in the shop. Filming for YouTube We play copyright, we play, what is that called? Royalty-free music. We play royalty-free music, so film away. Anything to get your name out there, anything to be the place where people go that will, elevate your name in this community. Um, let me see, is there anything else that we can talk about? Does anyone have any questions so far about those two solutions? Let's go back to this one. Did I already share these two songs with you guys? I think I did. Yeah, I think I did. Um, I need to go back to this one and make sure these two. And again, some of those songs you only hear once, um, because I chose the one I like the best. But anytime you do this, it's going to give you two options. So I'm going to add this to the playlist and this to the playlist. So if you guys want to go listen, you can go see what is capable using this tool. Walter, I'm going to share this, okay? Because it's impressive. So, we have Walter's in the audience. Walter, you're going to be in my next. You're going to be in my next webinar. Hopefully, if you have time, because I would like to talk to you about some of the things that you've done with AI over the past few months. We had a pretty long conversation about it back in January when I was driving through from SHOT Show, and you guys were pretty excited about it. And you actually had a really great idea about, or actually I think it was my idea. Sometimes when I hear greatness, I know it's me, but I also often try to give other people. I'm just joking with you. No, but we talked about you using this as a to create rebuttals to all this nonsense coming down from your legislative bodies, right? Um, I want to know more about what you're doing, especially the creative side, which is you did this and you said that was your first try, Glock 19X. So it knew the Glock 19X. It got the color pretty correct. These are images that you can use. You're not using these to sell that gun. You're using these to capture attention. You're using these for social media. You're using these to say, "Hey, visit our website. We've got guns." Right? Um, that's pretty cool, Walter. Um, so I think with that, I don't think I have anything else. If you guys have any suggestions for future AI webinars, because we're kind of hitting the ceiling until we start actually diving in and using these things actively. So like I could use you guys as a target audience and start coming up with ways to see if AI actually knows my target audience. So we would put you on an email list. We would send emails out and you could rate those emails like saying, yeah, this makes sense. I wanted to see this. This is entertaining or it was informative or whatever. However, we can, test AI to its limits because you guys are my customers. You guys have customers. You really want to be, you really want to learn how to use these tools to communicate with your customers like I'm trying to with you. Right. And if you're not a customer right now, don't forget, we've got a wide variety of solutions. We have point of sale, core store. We have e-commerce, which is Core Force, very powerful platform. We have merchant services. Pretty much no one's going to beat us on our merchant services. That's not our bread and butter, so we're able to really give really great deals. And obviously the CRM and marketing platform, Corilla. Excellent, excellent platform. We'll have a webinar on that coming up shortly. I think our next webinar, if I'm not mistaken, I should have had our calendar pulled up. Fatima, if you're still here, our next webinar is on Core Force, I believe. If you're not here, you're fired. I think our next webinar is on, oh, I'm just joking, Fatima. Our next webinar, I think, oh, you can see my email. I probably don't want to do that. Our next webinar is on Core Force. I think it may be next week. Let me make sure I'm telling you right. I could be completely wrong. And if you have any suggestions on future webinars in regards to, um, yeah, I don't have it on my calendar. I know our next one is going to be covering Core Force. So if you're a Core Force user, you want to make sure you stand by because you may get some questions answered. If you're not, you're in you're on the hunt for a good, solid e-commerce platform. Core Force is going to be the thing that you need to do. I think with that, I would like to go over something really quick. I follow some interesting accounts on X. Here we go. So just real quick, just to kind of give you a glimpse into, what the world of AI. I'll go through a couple of stories. Reddit will license its data to train LLMs. That's a large language model. So when you see a large language model like ChatGPT, it has to train on data, right? It just doesn't. It's not smart because it's a computer. It actually has billions or trillions of bits of data, right? That it's pulling from, so that it can relate to what you're asking it, right? So it doesn't know anything intrinsically. It's pulling from these large language models that have all this training data. I will tell you right now, this is probably going to be the stupidest LLM that's ever been created if it's pulling anything from Reddit. Reddit is like, and I'm sorry if you're a Reddit user. I'm a Reddit user, but it's just so petty, right? So you're going to have a large language model. Imagine going to ChatGPT, asking it a question. It has the most snooty, whoever you've met on Reddit that you're like, I can't stand whoever this is. They won't tell me their real name because whatever. That's what you're going to run into with one of these large language models. So I don't agree with that. But whatever. This is the big models currently training now, accepted through months. I didn't even know Amazon had one. It's called Olympus, and you have Grok, and this actually shows the size, right? So you have ChatGPT 4, Claude. We've talked about Claude in the past. We've talked about Gemini a little bit. Google is baking Gemini into pretty much all of their stuff. And I think if you're an Apple user, I think I could be wrong. I think Apple has actually had some kind of a deal made with Google to be able to. No, I don't care. I'm just joking with you. Whoever messaged me, thank you. So you can see, I just wanted to give you a visual of the size of these models. And you have Grok over here. This is GROK. When we talk about GROQ, that's the really fast large language model. And that actually is not a large language model. They're just using hardware. The language model they're using is Llama. And Llama is from Meta, I believe. And I don't know why Llama's not on here. Oh, there it is. That's Llama 2. Llama 3 is supposed to be a whole lot smarter than GPT-4, which is impressive and on par with Claude 3. So there's a ton of different models that you can use out there for your business. As you can see, the stuff is not suppressing me. I'm asking for pictures of guns. When this stuff first came out, I would literally get messages saying I can't do that. I don't feel comfortable doing that. Right. So I don't know what's changed. If maybe people finally realize that images will not jump out of a screen and kill you. But right now, this stuff's pretty easy to get to, and there's a plethora of solutions that you can try. This right here blew my mind. Optimistic projections estimate that AI will increase annual US GDP growth between 0.5 and 1.5 percentage points annually over the next 10 years, with one projection from Goldman Sachs anticipating that the productivity gains from AI-enabled workers would add $7 trillion in cumulative global GDP. $7 trillion. So if you're not using AI right now, you probably need to. There's so many different tools. This stuff's it's evolving so quickly. Um, you could do something like this months ago, but it required programming. It required, and it was something that you and I could sit down and do, right? I'm not a programmer, but it was simple enough that someone like me could reach it. And now this has come down. So as this stuff keeps trickling down, your competitors are going to or will have access to the same tools that you have access to. So the smart thing to do would be to start using this stuff. If you have questions in regards to it, let me know. I live and breathe this stuff. I think it's the future. Obviously, I'm a big proponent of us using these different capabilities within our own systems, and I know that stuff's coming. It's inevitable. It's all inevitable. It's inevitable. So if you can, if you have any questions or you want to talk about how you can use some of these tools for your business, please let me know. I am going to close with, let's see what I can close with. If no one has. Walter, thank you so much for the Core Clear shout out. We appreciate that. Again, Walter, I really hope that you have time, because I know you guys are busy. Probably the best gun shops in Albuquerque there, ABQ. That's why Walter White's no longer there, right? You guys cleaned up that place. I'm just joking with you. But I want you to really be my guest on the next one. Let's have a conversation about how you're using AI. You're in the trenches. I'm not. I'm out here playing with all these tools. If I had an actual mission, like, oh, you could do this here. Like, if I had your shop, Walter, I know you guys can play music, right? You do play music. Why not create some music, some custom music for BMC? And I'm trademarking BMC and the ABQ trademark. That's mine. I'll sell it to you though. We're going to close out with a little actually, you know what we're going to do? I'm going to download one real quick. I'm going to download. So this is okay. So I'm going to do this one right here. This is one of the ones that I made for Ravenwood Tactical, and we are going to go out with it. And it's actually Ravenwood Glock deals. So this stuff's so cool. I mean, you can really just spend a day if you're not, you're at home from work, it's a Saturday, crack open your computer, spend an hour, and before you know it, you're going to have so many songs to be able to play in your shop, to utilize in your videos. If you make videos, it's just a really, really awesome tool, and it's fun. It's a creative out. So with that, we are going to go out with Ravenwood Glock deals. If I can do anything for you, please let me know. You know where to reach us. You signed up for the webinar. Be on the lookout for our next webinar, which I think is May 1st. Thank you, Fatma. So we'll see you then.
Stands tall in the night, stack shells, cold steel with a sharpshooter's feel. Come on down, let's make a deal. Ravenwood Tactical, ruling the game. Best Glock dealer, remember the name. Fire it up, take your shot with every Glock. The ammo's hot. Specials that raw, prices that sharp. Ravenwood's the king of the Glock. Sliding lock, you feel the grip. Best in the area.
Thank you, Jason.
Let it rip.
You guys enjoy your day. We'll see you in the next one.